Hey, Don.
Hey, Jacob.
Are you ready for our favorite time of the year?
Our favorite photo ever for now?
Of this moment?
Right now?
Our favorite thing every 3 months?
This time of
3?
four?
4? It's our favorite photo that we currently love at this moment right now.
For now.
Until the next time.
Yes.
All right. So this is a recurring thing where we show off a current, doesn't even necessarily be current photo, just a kind of a photo we're obsessed with. It's our favorite right now. Mm-hmm. We talk about how we got it, why we took it, how we did it,
Yes.
etc., etc. You want to go first?
No, you go first.
You want me to go first?
You go first.
All right. So mine is from a wedding that I shot pretty recently, from the last year. Well, it was the end of last year. So,
Okay.
but I had been going through some photos because I'm updating new photos on my website, and I saw this photo and I was just like, oh, I love this photo so much. So this couple got married, and this is the Swan Reserve Hotel, which if you've been on Disney property, there's a Swan and Dolphin hotels where they built another hotel across the street called the Swan Reserve. And at the very top is an entire ballroom that is just covered in glass.
I want to shoot there so badly. It's so pretty.
It's fantastic. There's even in the foyer there you can get married. I've done a wedding reception or ceremony up there too because it's even windows in there too is fantastic. So this is the ballroom, and they got married at the wedding pavilion, and we did photos and all that stuff, and we came over. So guests are in the cocktail room, and they had to do a first dance where they had to practice. They wanted one more practice. And you see that a lot when they have they've worked very hard on the first dance, right? They've taken classes, so they want to test it one more time. They also want to test it with the DJ, make sure the DJ has it. This was actually a live band. So even more so they wanted to...
One I've seen too where like the groom has no idea what the dress is like, so they don't even know
That's
if they
true.
can do the spins with this big ball gown or like what direction do they want to face for the signature dip or whatever, and then okay, so what direction do we have to start at?
So whenever you get them want to practice the first dance, I'm always pro for 2 reasons. One, it clears the room. You tell everyone to get out. A lot of times they want to be seen, or at least that's my excuse to tell everyone. So then it gives us more time to shoot details or room shots that we couldn't get because there's servers running around and people lighting candles. So first clears the room.
Yep.
Secondly, then you get to basically shoot the first dance and not have to worry about like missing a moment or something. So I love shooting it. And then you get an idea too, especially when there's an actual planned dance like this, you can kind of see their movement. Like, okay, where do I need to be? Even more so when they're shooting here, obviously they're doing the first dance. There's nobody in the room, which don't get me wrong. I like it shooting with people in the background, but sometimes, people are in the background just being dumb face or picking their nose or
just have their phone up.
out.
Yeah.
So this very specific shot, it was sunset and was happening right now. And when they did their first dance, it was actually ended up being dark. So I actually like this again better. I did have shots towards the window, so the sun is behind them. But the way they danced and the way they finished, they turned their bodies this way. So I actually went and did super wide. I got low. I am lighting them from this. I probably have a cross light, but I know for sure I have one this way. And you can see the sunset is just hitting the back wall. Golden sun, it's actually hitting his jacket a little bit too. And I didn't pose them. This is all them in their dance.
And I love too how it interacts with like the not chandelier, but like the ceiling decor.
It is a chandelier.
It is? Okay.
It's like 1,000 little dot lights.
Oh yeah. I couldn't tell if it was like just like curved. It looked like curved pieces of shell or something that the light was just
They just
hitting.
kind of hang down and it's very pretty. The whole room is spectacular. And the whole top floor of the Swan Reserve is this ballroom. Floor to ceiling windows on both sides.
Wow.
With views on this side of Studios, Animal Kingdom, this way, Epcot, and Magic Kingdom. You can
cool.
You can sit in the dead center, and if the fireworks are going off at the right time, you can see all the fireworks.
Wow.
I jokingly stood at one spot and I was like, I can see all the places I worked in one spot. I was like, there's Coaster, Tower, Everest, Jungle Cruise. I could see every single work spot in one
location.
And nobody cared.
Yeah.
But, and also, shout out to Jenna and Drew for nailing this pose too. Because again, I did nothing. Yes, I fired like 17 shots in a row to make sure I got one.
Yeah.
And their first dance is great. And I love their first dance photos too. But again, the room being this empty, the sunset, the perfect spin. I don't know.
I forgot that this was the couple that you did their wedding, but then I did their Magic Kingdom session.
Correct.
And when I picked them up, I hadn't put two and two together yet, that I already heard all about their entire wedding day.
Right. And it was a fantastic
I knew who they were. But yeah, they were very cute together on their own. They were really great.
Yeah, it was a very easy wedding in terms of, when you see a couple that actually likes each other.
Yeah. Well, it's not even just that they like each other, but they're also not like awkward. They know how to like hold themselves in some way.
Or even like couples that like each other, but they both want to get married. And I say that in the terms of they want to be there at the wedding.
For the wedding, yeah.
So therefore they're into it. They're into posing. It's not like sometimes where one of the partners just doesn't want to be there.
Yeah,
they still want to get
don't-
married. They still want to love this person, but
Right. They don't like the attention.
Yeah.
They don't like being in front of a camera. Like, yeah, there's a lot of things that go into it that we have to like work around to get to these moments. But then some couples, they're just all there already.
there was no work.
And they were super chill too because her mom had done most of the planning.
Yeah,
So
they
they
didn't
were
even
just
know.
like along for the ride and totally fine to be along for the ride.
I didn't meet them until the morning when I walked into her room. I didn't speak to her. I only spoke to the mom because she planned everything. And sometimes you can be like going to that, be like, this could be a problem. But when I got there and then I realized, no, that the bride was like, no, she planned it. I trust her. I trust you.
Yep. Same thing for Magic Kingdom. I was like, so did you know you were coming to Magic Kingdom? And they're like, yeah, we had to know because we had to stay several days after. So like our travel plans were impacted by it. So we knew that this was coming. I was like, okay, we didn't know how much was a surprise.
So I couldn't have asked for, like I said, a better couple. And mom is great. Mom and I go way back. She said I was going to shoot her daughter's wedding like 5 years ago.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
You hear that a lot. They're like, I love you. I want you to shoot our wedding. And you go, okay.
Yeah.
And you never hear from them again.
Yeah.
She called up. So
That's awesome.
love that photo. And I have 1,000 great photos, but this most, I don't know why, it just hit me so much when I was going through and just was like, oh.
Yeah. It's even cooler that it wasn't a posed photo, that this was just like captured. Because you get the twirl in her dress. Like everything looks like it was posed and planned.
And I have the shot of this happening again during the actual first dance. And the room looks great because of uplighting, but it's dark. Uplighting, guest faces, it's still great, but there's something about this where it's empty. It's just the two of them, the sunset,
Yeah, you don't have anyone at the head table.
just perfect. And this room too, the reason is since they had the band, the tables covered all those sections. So a lot of times at a reception, you can shoot like towards maybe the head table because that will be clear and you're not getting a lot of people, or shoot somewhere where it's a good background. But this was a U of people around them. So no matter where I shot, it was either the band, which is pretty messy because drums, saxophones, people, or just guests. And so I'm glad I was able to get these pre-reception.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And while I'm doing this, Stephanie, who was my second, is still shooting details, which was great because we needed that time because it was from the wedding pavilion to Swan, like there was zero time. It was actually a wedding pavilion, and then we went to the Grand for more photos, and then the Swan.
Whew.
So it was
A lot of transportation.
It was. What about your photo?
Cool. So my photo, you might recognize this couple.
This was very recent.
Yeah, this is very recent. And I'm not gonna lie, like 75% of why it's my favorite photo ever has to do with her being in red.
It's a great dress.
It's just the whole thing just made it so exciting, right? To be doing something different. So, and also reminder, if you're just listening, go over to Instagram and you can see the pictures we're talking about. But the way that this photo came about, there was like a couple of layers. So first, I had talked with her mom, and her mom was like, no, I want her to wear her white dress for the engagement photos. So this this wasn't actually their engagement session, but my package included an engagement session, but they live out of state.
Yeah.
So this was the week of the wedding. This was actually, it ended up being the day before the wedding. It was supposed to be a few days before, but we had...
Thanks, weather.
Yeah, we had bad weather. It was supposed to be in the evening on Park Avenue, which, like, I knew was going to be tough, but if you only have 2 people, like, you can find little nooks and crannies and not have a ton of traffic or a ton of people in the background.
Right.
But since we had bad weather that night, and in my head, I'm thinking she's going to be wearing her white dress. And I was like, there's no way. Like, even if it stops raining, we're going to trash her dress, not on purpose, 4 days before the wedding.
Right.
So I was like, hey, any chance we could move it to a different day in the morning, maybe? And so we ended up doing this at 7 a.m.
Not yawning because of your boring story.
Very likely.
Sorry. Continue.
We ended up doing it at 7 a.m. And now this was towards the end of the session, so this might have been like 8 a.m.
Can we also thank the couple, though, for being willing to do
Yes.
that at 7 a.m.?
Yes. It was so great. They were just so
Light,
laid back.
heat,
No crowds.
no crowds.
Yeah.
Like-
I mean, it was still July, and so it was still very humid. But, it was humid, but it wasn't, like, uncomfortable yet.
Yeah.
Like slamming heat along with it. So we did a ton of photos, and I have so many from this session that I loved because we started in, like, the grassy area of Park Ave. So the red, like, really popped against all of the green. But then I kind of felt like I lost him a little bit in those photos because you couldn't look at anything but her. And so this is on, like, one of the little side streets off of Park Avenue. I did do a little bit of work to remove some things that remind you that you're in a city. Like, there was a sign on the wall. There were some, like, grates a couple inches above the sidewalk. And there were, like, the cracks in the sidewalk. So I did do some cleanup. I didn't clean up everything because I didn't want it to look fake. So, like, you can still see kind of, like, dirts along.
Yeah, because part of it
along
is
the
being in
crack
that,
and-
like, park, that grittiness.
Right.
But just not distracting grittiness.
Right. Yeah. The grates were really distracting, and it was like between them, and so it wasn't symmetrical.
I'll allow it.
So I did remove those, but we did a ton of pictures with them looking at each other, and I feel like these pictures where they're looking in different directions, I don't always feel like weddings or engagement sessions really lend themselves to that because, like, you want to see the connection between the two of them. So I want them always, like, towards each other.
Yeah, but it's the couple too. They have to be able to pull that off.
Yes. And they were so good at this, like, more serious but not angry or disinterested.
It is a very tough pose. This is model level posing right here. Mm-hmm. This is not something you can just do off the shelf.
Right. And that was also why this was at the end of the session, right? Because, like, as you're going through the session, you're kind of exploring what they're good at and not good at, And so by the time we were here, I knew that they were going to be good at this because they were just naturally kind of fluctuating through more serious poses or, like, more serious facial expressions and smiling.
Nice.
And they did both really well. And I had already done her solo with the umbrella, with her, like, looking at it, or the parasol. So I knew she could kind of nail that, like, soft expression. But yeah, the way, obviously having his leg out to the side kind of complemented her train going out to the side to, like, give me the full triangle shape. And I felt like because I had that triangle shape, that them looking in opposite directions worked. And then plus because it was such a neutral color wall, I feel like they evenly pop.
They just pop, yeah. And of course the outfits too, because it's not,
Yeah.
and I'm going to say the word traditional, not in a bad
traditional
way.
American.
But, like, so that also just draws your eye to be like, what is going on here?
Mm-hmm.
This is some sort of White Lotus episode, and I'm here for it.
Yeah. And they carried it so well. The other thing too,
It's regal.
it is. But the other thing too, the headpiece she was wearing actually made it difficult for her to do a lot of, like, super snuggly things. So that also kind of dictated the tone of the session because she wanted to keep it on for this, and we knew that the wedding day we'd have time without it to do newlywed portraits where they could be snuggly and heads close together and
It's so boring.
yeah, well, that's rude to Jenny and Matt.
No, they know
They're
it.
yawning.
They like me. They don't like you.
So yeah, so it's my favorite photo ever for now.
Until the next one.
Until the next one.
But all our photos are our favorite.
But even the lighting, like the light on her face was sunlight. But because it was that like perfect time of morning, the sunlight coming down the street that direction had plenty to bounce off of to fill in his face.
Yeah.
I did have a speed light, or not speed light, a 200 on his side, but like I think it was at 128.
Yeah,
like just the tiniest little kiss because there's no shadow.
Yeah.
But just the tiny little kiss to make sure it wasn't too imbalanced. But yeah.
Perfect.
Favorite photo ever for now. Till the next one.
It's so perfect. And if you want to see more of their wedding, we did the episode of us, basically behind the scenes of us shooting a real wedding, and it was their wedding.
It was, yeah. So that was episode 50.
Sure.
I actually remember that one.
That was a whole season ago. I don't remember that.
It was not. It was only 5.
Season 1. That was actually a whole other season.
One. So yeah. So if you want to see kind of, it wasn't from this shoot, but their actual wedding day, which they were technically already married at this point. So there was no ceremony that we photographed, but we still had getting ready, decor, and then full reception. So yeah.
Cool beans. It's a great photo. Good job.
So what did you shoot this week?
Well, as you know, last week I went to Chicago. So I didn't really shoot anything, but I did have the fallout of Chicago, getting back, putting all the gear away, getting everything. Sleeping. So I hadn't slept in 6 days. And then all I had was a on-location studio at Epcot, at the Living Seas Pavilion, this special events room. And it was weird because I kind of thought of you. Actually, story alert, this just reminded me, it was for a bunch of nonprofits who were getting money from Disney.
Oh,
Especially a lot of like homeless people without housing or like food desert kind of. Disney was giving big money to them, and these were all the award winners. So, of course, Mickey came out. They all got their photos. They got to hold up their little
plaque or whatever.
plaque, and then no big checks. But so one of the guys, I don't remember, it was very quickly, he was like, "You shot my bar mitzvah with Dawn, my son's bar mitzvah or daughter's bat mitzvah." And I was
No
like,
way.
"Oh yeah," but he like literally they had 2 studios to go from. Like they were doing like a team photo with Mickey, and then they needed to do an additional team photo by themselves with like the executive. So he was literally going up the stairs to the other studio, and I was like, "Oh, cool!" I never saw him again.
Oh,
So do you remember who that was?
you gave such great descriptors.
He was a guy, and he worked for a nonprofit in Central Florida. He was a dad. Anyway, he's watching this right now. But it's August. It's
fun.
It's slow. That's all I did.
Yeah, it's August.
But again, after Chicago, I needed 8 days of recovery.
Well, tell everyone, I don't think you really mentioned it last episode, like what your role is when you, like what your role was at the Chicago Fan Expo.
And when I say Chicago, I guess if people don't follow along, yes, we went to Fan Expo. Dean, who's been on the podcast before, runs a photo cosplay studio at these conventions, and it's become mildly successful. And so I do basically many years ago when I volunteered to do this.
You were voluntold to do it.
I came in and the whole system was a mess in terms of file structure and editing, and it really stressed me out because I had to do it one day. So I shut down and said, I will now do this forever. And I created a full file structure so we can find, because we couldn't find people, we couldn't find images, obviously by studios, by date, by studio, their full name, their costume, and who shot it. So if there's any one of those we know, we can find it very quickly. And then within there, raws, finals. And then within the finals, was it a print? So it's resized. And then in Lightroom, I've created a whole system of like where I can resize it to 8x10 and then rename it to 8x10 on the way out. For digital downloads, I can resize it in one swoop and it renames it to digital download. And then we've created a network and it goes to Rose, who will then email them out. And then I will physically print them as well. So that's what I do, basically. It's post-production, but everything comes into me, and then I generously give them to, like, if Rose needs to download.
You outsource as needed.
Rose will also edit them, because you don't understand how busy we are. I mean,
Especially with multiple studios.
Yeah. I mean, we shot again 10 to 20,000 photos, hundreds of
3 days.
sessions.
Yeah.
So everything comes into me. I sort it. I organize it. I print it if it's a print. If it needs to be edited, it goes to Rose or Maddie, who will then edit it. And then since we've created a network, it comes back to me. And it never, we used to put them on thumb drives, and they'd get back to me. Because that's the thing is I'm not losing any photos. And we haven't lost a photo since.
Yeah. I had to step in one day, and I missed some parts of your system, but I tried my best to. It was like a day of, hey, Dawn, you're going to have to do this now.
It's a pretty good system, but...
And you keep your info close to the chest.
I do.
So, like, I didn't even know half of what
That way I
do.
can't be replaced.
Yeah.
Business.
We got it done. Because it was the last day of the con, so we had to get prints done.
Yeah.
Because we don't ship anything.
Is that when my daughter was sick? Or
Yeah.
That's right.
She was in the hospital, so.
I had to miss a day.
And it was the Sunday.
The big things is the...
You conveniently missed cleanup day, but we won't.
Yeah, but I also missed food, too.
That's true.
So don't think like, why would he miss that day? If any day you miss Saturday, the busiest day. The Lightroom export things that I've created, even with the logo. I don't know if you knew that, but because he puts a logo on them,
Yeah.
it just spits it out, done. I used to put those logos on individually every single photo.
I think I blacked out because I don't quite remember what I did. I just know we got everything out printed that needed to be printed, and then the digitals were ready to be emailed before we left for the day.
So now we're sending digitals within 10 minutes of them. Once they come in, they're done. Unless they need to be edited or they pay for the edits.
Well, like last year at MegaCon, we kind of had like 4 people doing emails even.
Yeah. Well, this year we're not so backed up because I can turn them out so quickly. And now that it's on the network, I make a folder in the project folder that says like to be emailed for Rose. And she has that started, and she literally on her computer pops up, she grabs it, emails it to him.
Brilliant.
It's taken a long time for me to create this, but that's what I do. And that's weird because I'm the photographer. You think I'd be shooting, but I found my niche and I'm sticking to it.
I prefer to do the sales on those just because, I don't know, it's nice to have a break. Do something different.
I shoot enough. Let's let all these new people shoot.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I had a headshot.
Ooh.
So she is a PhD candidate, and you need to include your headshot on your like paperwork for your dissertation.
Yeah, I did not know that.
I didn't know that either. But her daughter had come to me for some like dance competition headshots a few months ago. So she came and we did headshots. And it was a great session because she brought a ton of different outfit options, and we were kind of like working through the options in real time and like realizing what we liked and didn't like about how things looked on her. But because I review on site and have them make their selections on site, we were able to see like, you look very, like she was wearing like a high necked shirt and she looked very uncomfortable. Like I couldn't get a natural smile out of her.
Interesting.
But then we switched to a different top that had like a lower neck on it. And suddenly it was like night and day. And I don't even think it was because she was more comfortable. Actually, I think just the shirt just made it look that way. I don't think it was actually her comfort level.
There is something about
neckline.
Headshots, especially showing people live, not surprising them. Even if you give them multiple images, let them see what they see. And because you'll be like, this looks great. And they're like, I hate everything about it.
Yeah. And there are even times too where people will sit down and like women will have all the hair in front on both sides. And I'll say, you know what, can we just try for a few? Like put the hair back on one side and then we'll switch it. And I did another set of headshots like a few weeks ago, and the one girl was like, you were totally spot on with only like one side of my hair being in front. Like I thought I liked it better with it in front on both sides, but you were totally right. And I was like, it's not about being right or wrong. It's just like,
I just do everything.
let's try everything.
So you can see it.
Exactly. And even if people tell me what their favorite side is, I always still do the other side. And I've had people come back for that too and be like, yeah, I guess maybe I don't know what my good side is. And I'm like, well, you know, maybe.
Or you've just never been photographed right, too.
Yeah. Or you're always using a front-facing camera, so you're seeing yourself in reverse all the time, or, you know.
I also, when I shoot headshots, I will purposely usually shoot a really unflattering one. Seriously, I'll put them in a really, because then they get some perspective on what a truly bad angle is. Like, I'll purposely be like, do this. Not like that, but literally I'll make them turn or do something just enough when they go, oh yeah. And then when they see it, they're like, oh, okay. Because sometimes they're so hard on themselves when you're like, no, you look great.
Yes. So I had that. Then I had a naturalization ceremony at the courthouse.
Yeah.
And so normally for those naturalization ceremonies, we have like between 40 and 50 petitioners. And then depending on which judge is there and what their schedule is, the judge might stay to take photos with people, or we just might be taking pictures of the people alone with like their certificate, and they get like a little American flag and stuff. But it's normally that many people. And then like the last 2 sessions, we've had 53 people. And it's just optional. Like people don't have to have those pictures taken, but they are free to the petitioner. The court, well, the bar association pays for it. So normally most people stay.
Yeah.
Well, they just let me know that at least for the next couple of months, we are going to have 100 petitioners per session. So I don't know how that's going to work. I now have to bring a second person with me, not to shoot, but like for me to have my own assistant. So normally one of the clerks is helping me like record.
I'm busy that day.
Like I didn't even ask. You know, they like each person fills out a photo form and then they hand it to the clerk, and then I tell the clerk like, oh, I'm on image number 35, and then she writes 35 on their paper, so that I just have a backup in case the papers get shuffled. Sometimes the certificates, well, sometimes people don't hold up their certificates, so I can't even like use the name to match up.
Yeah.
So anyways, I have to bring someone else to do that because the clerks are like, we are going to be drowning. So they're going to be doing that at least for a couple months, but possibly until they're caught up because they have like such a backlog of people waiting to become citizens.
And they're probably nervous about not getting them in enough time.
Yeah. So that's the next time I talk about that, you'll get to hear how it goes. Yeah. It's not till end of
And you make
September,
$1,000
so.
every photo, huh? Or every couple, every person. That's
No, but I do get paid per person.
yeah.
So I will be essentially doubling my income for that event.
$200
But
from $100. That's a good deal.
No, I get paid $33 a person, but then I have to order a print. So
Minus print.
yeah. So it's still like, it's a lot of work on the back end though.
That's what she said.
Like I spend a lot of hours and those hours are going to double. My time at the ceremony will like increase a little bit, but
Still.
anyways. And then also I had a portrait session at Hollywood Studios, which I haven't shot at Hollywood Studios in like, well, actually Andrea, the bride that we interviewed, her session at Hollywood Studios was my last Hollywood Studios
That was
session.
10 years ago.
No, but it was in early 2024, I think. Or maybe even Christmas 2023. It might have been Christmas 2023. So it had been a while, so I was like a little nervous, but the couple like had specific things they wanted. They wanted like the tower in the background, like on that road. Then they wanted the Chinese theater.
It's a boulevard.
And then they wanted Toy Story, like specifically Slinky Dog Dash in the background. And there were some regulations on like I couldn't show any of the toy labels in pictures back there. Like I couldn't show Mattel or, you know. But there was still plenty to photograph back there. So
cool. It's cool having all that access and then
having restrictions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though like a bajillion people a day are taking those pictures.
Meanwhile, a blogger can commercially shoot
Yeah.
and get paid for it on
Yeah.
YouTube, and that's fine.
But it was a really sweet couple. I wasn't shooting their wedding. Someone else was shooting the wedding. I was just doing the Hollywood Studio session. But they were very young. I was questioning if they were even like legal drinking age. They were just babies. But then what comes with that is like they were so excited about everything. And I was nervous too because they requested light and airy, but their session started like
black.
45 minutes before the sun came up. And I was talking to them on the way there and I was like, y'all know it's not going to even be light at all. They're like, yeah, that's fine. And what I showed them on the back of the camera, they're like, oh my gosh, that's so sick. Like, that's so cool.
So
and,
sick.
you know, once we did loop back to tower at the end, so I could get them light and airy with the tower.
There you go.
But But yeah, I mean, you don't really want it to be light when you're shooting like Mickey's Runaway Railway, like
Yeah.
the neon sign. You want it to see that it's a neon sign. But anyways, so that was my week. Still slow.
And I came in to see you
Yes.
in my studio as you were there, so we never see each other.
I know. I was kind of surprised when I saw your name on the schedule, and then you just strolled on
Just
in.
strolled on in.
So, cool.
Not photography corner.
Let's all pause.
What's our discussion on this?
All right, so we are going to each talk about a movie we're currently obsessed with.
You go first.
Okay.
I had to go first.
So, all of my friends, or not all of my friends, a few of my friends had been talking about K-pop Demon Hunters.
First off, I'm your only friend, and I am not discussing this, so
Now you are. I'm
Shit.
here for why
No.
to talk about it with me. People like talking about how good of a movie it was, but like it was an animated movie.
everyone's talking about this movie.
Huh?
Everyone's talking about this
Everyone.
movie.
It is literally all over. And so finally, Ryan and I were like, okay, let's just see what it's all about so we know what they're talking about. And then it became my life for the next. It's such a good movie.
So I have to see it now?
Well, it's the same animators as Into the Spider-Verse, or like all the Spider-Man
Okay.
animated movies. So the animation is awesome.
Is that why the third movie is taking so long?
Well, that's issues with
Okay.
Disney. That's separate.
It's not Disney, it's Sony.
With Sony. But Ryan's theory with this movie is that Sony cares so little about their animated stuff that they just didn't get in the way and let the actual creators just create. And didn't like the executives were not involved. And they just straight up sold it to Netflix.
Oh, all right.
And so now it's just this like massive deal. And, you know,
The highest
Sony-
watched movie of all time or something like
Yeah,
that?
highest watched movie. The soundtrack, it's the first time an all-girls band is at the top of the Billboard chart since Destiny's Child. And the band is an animated K-pop band.
What was the SNL? Was it Gemini's Twin? Do you remember that? It's like Maya Rudolph. It was like a fake.
Oh.
It was like Maya Rudolph and a bunch of other
Mm-hmm.
people. It's like Gemini's Twin, I think. And they would go there, but then one time Beyonce was actually like the host, so she was in the band, and they like kicked her out or something. Sorry,
Yeah.
just random, but
But yeah, so that's like 25 years ago or
Yeah.
27 years ago, something. So, but the soundtrack is really great. The storyline is so good. And it almost, there were like little bits of it that reminded me of when, like reminded me of Hamilton. So like, you know how in Hamilton,
never saw it.
yeah, you could literally quote every single word. How like the same actors played two characters, but like in the opening numbers, their lines in the opening number applied to both characters. Like there were little parts.
Now
in the,
I get it.
There were little parts in the movie that almost felt like that because there were like dual identity things. Like she was hiding something from the
Spoiler
other
alert,
girls
I
in the
haven't seen it
band,
yet.
and I just said hiding something.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, there were little parts where like the lyrics to the song, you think they mean one thing, but then like when you think back on it, you're like, oh wait, no, it actually means this instead. Or everyone else thinks it means one thing, but like she knows it means something else. So yeah, it was just like a really good movie and really good like allegories for, so they're fighting demons.
Good word.
It like,
Yeah, what's the story about?
okay, so it's a K-pop band who are actually demon hunters. And they're
Which one's their side gig?
really the K-pop singing is, well, no, they're intertwined because they can create like this protective bubble through their voice, through their singing, through their like hopeful songs. They make a bubble that keeps the demons out.
Okay.
But they have to like have more and more people be their fans, so like they're all connected in the hopefulness.
Okay.
Right? So it's connected. But then they also are like slaying demons.
And slaying the song.
But the head demon, the way he controls all of the actual demons that are like coming to Earth, is he like manipulates them through their shame. And so there's this whole underlying theory of like, don't let your shame from things in the past like influence your future, and like believing in yourself, and just like really good storylines.
So I could walk around naked and not worry about my shame.
I mean, yes. And then the music is just really good.
Okay.
Just like top tier. I mean, so they have a set of voice actors who played the characters, but then a separate set of voice actors to do the singing.
Is it in Korean?
Some of the songs are mixed English and Korean, but it's all in, like, the dialogue is all in English.
Okay.
And the songs are, like, a few of the songs are, like, half and half, but some of them are 100% in English. And they'll mix, like, in the middle of a chorus. Like, suddenly one line is in Korean and then it's back to English. But, yeah, the singers, like, the lead songwriter was in one of the, like, K-pop training academies and then left to come to the United States to go to college.
I'm actually bored this time, sorry.
And then went back to the
oh, you're still going.
training academy, and then they told her, like, oh, no, you're too old to debut now. So we
Wait,
can't.
is this in the story or is this in real
No,
life?
this is the songwriter
Oh, okay.
from the movie. And so now she's doing songwriting instead because the K-pop world told her she was too old to sing. And
They age you out real quick in K-pop.
so she was singing for the demos as she was songwriting. And then the creators of the movie were like, nope, you're going to have to be the lead singer for the band. So like so actual K-pop trained stars are all of the singers.
You've really gone down the rabbit hole in this
I
shit.
know, and it's so good. I told you I was obsessed. So
I don't know if I'm obsessed with it as much as mine. And more that, are you done?
I'm done.
Okay. So my movie is an oldie, which sounds ridiculous because it's not that old, but it is the movie Seven.
It is old.
It is. It's 30 years old. It was 1995.
Dang.
So it literally is 30 years old. So this started, the movie Seven, this started out as a thing in the office where someone brought it up. And there were some of the new people, shout out Valerie,
Who are younger?
who are very younger and they'd never seen the movie. So it just got this whole dialogue of explaining to them what it was about. And the one girl, she was very squeaky. We were like, you should watch it though. It is an incredible movie. It's effed up, but it's an incredible movie. And she was like, it's gory though. And everyone kept saying, well, yeah, it is gory. So she was like, I don't want to watch it then. I don't like gore. And I was like, hold up. Let me insert myself into this conversation. I was like, I actually don't think it's gory. I think what you are all thinking of is your imagination. Because if you've seen the movie Seven and all, what got me obsessed with it, and then I ended up rewatching it this week because I was like, is it gory? I need to rewatch it. So it's a psychological thriller about two detectives in an unknown New York type city. One old Morgan Freeman who's grizzled and seen it all, and then the new Brad Pitt, young hothead, where they start finding murders that have been done based on the 7 deadly sins.
Yep.
Gluttony, greed, lust,
Pride.
wrath, all
Yeah.
that stuff. So they, some of it is like the gluttony guy is a very large dude who's like been tied up and face down in food, but it's not really gory. They don't really show much. And then as you go through though, they never show, there's some pretty effed up scenes, we won't talk about it here, but they never show it. They describe it. And therefore, that's what I
your
was
little
telling them.
brain.
I was like, you're all just thinking of what was in your head. They never show anything. And the killer ends up being Kevin Spacey, which was a perfect role for him now. Who knew? And so much so they didn't even credit him I remember in the trailers, and his name was not in the movie until the credits because they didn't want to ruin. They'd be like, if
Like,
he was
why did
shown
you
on
have
there,
such a big guy, like a big name in there?
because he was huge at the time, and if they put his name on there, and you don't see the killer until the very last 30 minutes of the movie, so you'd be like, well, where's Kevin Spacey? Well, Kevin Spacey's obviously the killer if they haven't shown him yet. And the finale, and we're going to do a spoiler alert, is so he does 5 kills before they don't even catch him. He turns himself in. So when he turns himself in, though, there's still 2 more murder that haven't done yet. And he tells them in interrogation that he will plead insanity if you don't let him take him to where he wants to go. And he's going to show you the last 2 murders. And then he says, if you do that, he will sign a full confession, no insanity, and he'll go to jail forever. So they agree to it, and they drive him out into this field way out in the middle of nowhere. And he's being coy with them, and it's very interesting when you know what's happening now, because there's a lot of stuff. And when you get there, they take him out to a field, and a delivery car shows up. They stop the car. The guy's like, I was just paid by this guy to deliver this box. They get the box. They send the delivery guy away. And they never show what's in the box. But what we can confer in the box was that it was Brad Pitt's wife's head. So he killed her because he was envious of Brad Pitt and the wife, and they had a kid on the way. And Brad Pitt didn't know this. And she had told the other detective, because she did not want to move to the big city. She was scared of it because it was a bad city. So him killing her was envy, and then Brad Pitt ends up killing the killer as wrath. And that was his whole plan all along. And that's how the movie ends.
I have not seen it
Pretty effed up.
since I was 16. And I didn't remember any of the ending that you just said.
Yeah.
But it is seared into my brain, the picture of the gluttony guy
Yeah.
on the bed.
But when everyone talks about, like, oh, you never see her head. You don't see anything. They show Morgan Freeman, the older detective, opening the box because Brad Pitt is with Kevin Spacey over there. And he opens it and they do a shot up and he steps back and like gasps, but they never show the box. Everyone always is like, oh yeah, you see her head in the box. You never see it. Everything is just a reaction by really good actors. So you think of it, but they never show it. But the whole ending is very messed up.
Yeah. I mean, I don't ever remember movies that well unless I've watched them multiple times. And the fact that I watched that when I was 16 and I remember the concept of it and like I can see scenes in my head still of it tells you how impactful, because 16 was a long time ago.
It was probably like 1995.
It was 25 years ago.
The movie still holds up very well.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, like the cinematography. It was made by David Fincher, I believe. And he's always doing those kind of gritty, darker.
And if it doesn't actually show you some of the more gory things, like you don't have to worry about special effects not holding up.
Yeah. I mean, there's some ones, like, not to get into it. Like, they show there is a woman for, Pride. Where he takes a beautiful woman and cuts off her nose and then glues a phone into her hand and glues sleeping pills in her hand. And she can make a call. She can call and save herself, or she can take the pills, and she would rather die than having her face disfigured. Pride. They kind of show, like...
Yeah.
But it's a wide shot. There's blood, but it's not like... And then there's some other ones, like Lust is messed up. We're not going to talk about it. But again, they never show it. They describe it. And it's really effed up. But the movie's great. The actors are phenomenal. It still holds up. And I'm obsessed with it just this week because of this conversation. I won't need to watch it again for another 15 years.
Right.
But in 15 years, it'll probably still hold up.
Yeah.
I
I want to go back.
Maybe because they didn't have cell phones. That's probably the weird, there's no cell phones. There's no DNA because he did have blood on him a couple times, but he would cut off his fingerprints. I don't know if that's real. So that's why they couldn't fingerprint him. But there was other things they could have done nowadays where they've been like, yeah, we got him.
Yeah.
We know who it is.
So question.
Yeah.
Where did you find it to watch it? Or did
Peacock.
Really? I don't remember seeing it on there.
But it may be just for the, those movies come and go. So
They do.
it could be by the time of this, it might be gone from Peacock.
We were watching the Equalizer movies with Denzel Washington. They're not like particularly great, but we were just looking for something to watch a few nights, and so we watched one of them, and I think it was Netflix had all three of them. By the time it was time to watch the third one, that third one was gone. Like we watched 1 and 2, but when we started, it was all in the same week. And when we started, it was there, and then by the time we got to it,
It was gone.
it was gone.
It was
Like,
gone.
what the heck? Or like we've been having a hard time finding something to watch because they'll have like the second and third ones, but not the first one.
That's weird.
Yeah. Or like the newest Venom movie
I never watched it.
is on one of the platforms, but we can't find the second one anywhere.
Don't worry, they're all bad.
So
And Venom's my favorite character.
yeah.
And I'm just sad. 7.
K-pop Demon Hunters.
Put them together.
That would be a really twisted movie.
So go see it. I recommend it. Watch it once. Valerie, go watch it. Shout out. Since you started this whole damn thing.
Right. I know. My friend Patty was the one that like really convinced us to watch K-pop Demon Hunters. And then And talking about how big a movie is, it started just streaming on Netflix, and it was so big, it went into the movie theaters
Dang.
after it had been on Netflix for a few months. So they had sing-along versions in the movie theater
I'm out.
for like 3 days. And Patty was working, so I didn't get to go because I didn't want to go by myself.
You know what's in the theater right now? And I've never seen it, is Jaws. Where is it? Because it's
Wait, you've never seen it?
in theaters.
Okay.
It's 50th. Jaws is probably my top 3 movies of all time. It's a perfect film. Current movies I'm always obsessed with. Jaws.
We did go see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because they had their like anniversary showing with Fathom Events.
Yeah.
So we went to see that in theater because I had never seen it.
Hamilton's in theaters too. Is it weird that I don't care?
I don't care either.
Like, I mean, I love it. If it was on like Broadway right now, I would go see it. I've watched the Disney Plus one many a times. It's one of my favorite things to do on a flight. I'll download Hamilton or any of the like Broadway musicals that you can just watch and fall asleep to. But I don't,
Yeah,
unless there's something new.
yeah, it's funny. I had that same reaction when I saw like the pop or someone messaged me about it and I was like,
Yeah. But then Jaws, yeah. But again, I've never seen Jaws in the theaters. I was,
Yeah.
I was a kid when it was not even in the theaters. Like, so
yeah, you weren't born.
that's the words I was looking for. So I've only seen it on TV and movies and
Yeah. I'm not even sure if I've seen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in its entirety because there's a good chance I've only seen it like on TBS or TNT or something with commercials and so yeah.
there's a creepy one where if you pause it just right, you can see the dude's eyeballs in the.
When that happened in the movie, I didn't know it was coming, but Ryan leaned over. He's like, "Did you see his eyes?" And I was like, "Yeah, they're like giant."
It's a famous scene.
What? And then I realized
the actor's eyes.
Yeah, he told me, and I was like, "Oh no, I didn't see it."
Cowabunga, dude.
Yeah, it was fun to watch.
There's a Turtles line, a comic series that I hope they make into a film or something someday called The Last Ronin. Mm-hmm. Have you heard about this?
So we actually, after we saw the movie, then we had seen a bunch of like, again, because it was the 35th anniversary, people talking about it. And someone went through the entire history of the comic books and like how the two writers started doing it together for fun. And then it blew up and then the toys and then how they split. And only one, like they each started writing their own Turtles comics and like they went in totally different directions and styles. So yeah, that was one of the ones they were talking about.
That makes me sad just thinking about it. Mm-hmm. It's Michelangelo. All he wants to do is hang out with his buds. And he's the only one left.
Yep.
All right, on that note,
Okay.
go Michelangelo. Go see
Super
Seven.
happy note.
Bye.
Bye.